Welcome to Caching Waves. This is your Elliott Wave update for MATIC. Now, the action yesterday was really nice. We pretty much nailed what we were expecting to happen. But just out on the 4 hour, again, looking for this to be a 1-2 with the low in, starting a new 5-wave impulse to the upside for a third wave. And this is working on a micro 1-2. Now, we are still not out of the woods that this is completing a C wave, but becoming very, very unlikely at this point. I'm not going to go over that now unless we get some sort of hard rejection. But as of right now, if you remember, I was having issues with this wave count. Just because of the amount of overlap, there'd have to be a lot of running flats for this to be impulsive. But it is following that pretty nicely. We had our third wave at the 1.618 extension of our wave 1 off our 2. We were anticipating a flat pattern here or a zigzag with a very deep B wave, which we got overnight, and looking for this fourth wave to complete as a flat now. And then after that fourth wave is complete, looking for that fifth wave to the upside to complete that micro 1-2. As you can see, what's nice about this pitchfork too, I think we're on the right one. We're on a modified, which is just a channel. We're channeling, and we just nailed the top of that 200%, and we're reversing off it, which is nice. So let's go down to the 15-minute and talk about the overnight. One thing before I do that is I considered the fact that perhaps this is a flat in itself. But this doesn't really make sense because I can't get a 5-wave move up to this level. So I think what actually happened is we actually got a double zigzag here. It was just very quick. It would have to be like a B, C, X, A, B, C with a diagonal. But it's going to be very hard to lean into a nice count on that. So as of right now, the reaction we got off the top is nice that this is a double zigzag as an ABC, X, ABC, and looking for 5 waves down here for our C wave to complete an A, B, C, and then we move up for our fifth. If you remember last video, I said this could be a top, and my suggestion was wait for an ABC, which we got here between the 50 and the 618 retracement. Which came right into that zone, and my plan on that was I would get triggered into an entry if we came back and broke that level. You can see why that suggestion is so helpful, because you would have seen 3 waves here and you could say, okay, there's our ABC, stop goes at this high. That's why I like to let those play out first and confirm themselves, because we just made another ABC to the upside. So just wanted to show you why those are so helpful when you're unsure. So as of right now, considering this a complex 3-wave, this is our double zigzag for our B wave. We can even come a little bit higher. There's our 1.236 and 382 extension of this A wave, which is our standard area, but we just have to break the high to be a running flat. So as of right now, targeting between the 618 and the 1-to-1 extension of this A off this B for an entry, and stop will go at this A wave low as per the running flat. So my absolute stop on this will be at 90.73 cents. That would be the invalidation of a running flat. Now you got to keep in mind we can get an expanded flat, but I will always lose expanded flats, just so you're aware, because there's no good stop to put it at to get a good position size. That's why I always get stopped out on expanded flats. It's just something I've accepted, and I'm fine with that. So we'll see what happens here. Now, if we do continue up, the alternative I would have to consider, although very unlikely, is more of a three-wave move where this becomes like a double zigzag as a WXY, the beginning 5 waves here. I've mentioned many times I can count it many different ways. This would end up just being a zigzag with a flat, like I mentioned, that expanded flat, and this would be our 3rd wave, and we're just making our 5th wave now to the upside. In which case, if that happens, I'm already in this entry. I'm not too worried about it. But I'd expect it to stop around the 200. Invalidate us on our B wave, and our 5th wave would move over to here. Our 3rd wave would move over to here, and we'd be making 3-wave patterns rather than 5-wave patterns, like so. And then our wave 1 would just get finished earlier. But until we get that, this is my primary. If we pass the 382, probability shift that we're in that 5th wave at 108.97. But yeah, I nailed this one, looking for this move to add to the position. Stop is updated to this low, no matter what, at 90.73, and looking to add here for that 5th wave to the upside. All right, guys, that was a nice recovery overnight. Glad we nailed that one. It's funny when you're in the moment and you see something like that, right? It kind of takes over your emotions and freaks you out a little bit. But if you just stick to Elliott Wave, you can watch my yesterday's video. I said look for a very high B. It tends to happen more times than not. All right, guys, so that's it for this one. If you want your updates on Twitter, I opened up a Twitter. It's at caching_waves. I just repost all the videos there. If you want to check out today's playlist, the link's right there at the end card. If you want to subscribe, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.